Okay, let's see here. Anyway, let's talk about this here, the topic of what I just titled this video. Okay, so I think in the future that they will be a D3, even though it's not greenlit, and it's a possibility that they could remake D1 to get the funds to make. So that way, it's already the D1 is already been made, so it take way less resources to do. And I think this is something that Sony would do, according a smart idea. Now, just because they say Destiny 3 is not greenlit doesn't mean it will happen. According to the last update article, it says a ending is a new beginning. So what's that telling you? Okay, for one, even though Sony has bought Bungie, or supposedly, or whatever, $3.6 billion. They know and starting to get in the idea of how impactful the Destiny universe is impact. Okay, so I don't think Sony would turn around and just let the IP die, and they're literally sitting with a gold mine. The reason why that some of the Destiny 2 had went downhill is because of poor management, and plus the old CEO had left like 9 months ago, and the devs of the Destiny uh, workers didn't know anything about it hardly. Okay, there's also that as well, and let me get this straight too. Companies lie about if a project is being made or being announced or whatever. They're not allowed to tell you anything, and they're not going to. And they talk about journalism. Have you looked up of what's going on with game journalism? There's like a lot. I didn't really go in full depth of detail on it, but I ran across it. Something about like game journalists or like not they're actually not really doing anything. It's like there's something about the game journalists that are not literally like doing things or whatever. But when I get more information, I'll probably make a video of what's really going on about that. Because I ran into a video saying that game journalists are not doing their job because our gamers are correct about certain things. Don't know what it's really about, but that's all I know is that's what was the topic was about. So now, see, companies lie about what they're going to develop, and just because it's not greenlit doesn't mean it's not greenlit now or later in the future. They're not going to tell you. Some companies they do this. Some companies say they're not working on something, and then 2 months later, or maybe a couple of years down the line, they'll show a teaser trailer of it. They lie all the time. I mean, just look at the Diablo series. They said they're not working on Diablo 4, and then about like a year or so, they end up dropping a trailer. So I wouldn't just, think it's dead completely. I don't think Sony is just, going to sit there and let the IP just die out. And the reason why is that all these companies that Microsoft has been, buying out, Sony's trying to get some studios on their end as well, or whatever. I guess they're trying to like make the console war a thing again, which I mean, with the whole competition with like other projects. But if you don't know the actual news, but this probably has something to do with the reason why that Sony wants kind of like a console war now. Uh, I don't know if you heard the news, but I think this might be a move against the other console that China has reproduced. That they made a console where that it will play all platform games. Look it up. And I think they're trying to go exclusively, according to Sony, to keep it with their end, so that way their games won't be able to play on their multiple console thing that they're making over in China. I don't know if you heard of it. I don't know what the thing is called, but the thing does exist. But apparently, it's able to play PlayStation, Xbox, and also PC games. And Sony's like, no, we're not going to have that, because if that thing actually is doing what it's doing, then that's going to kill off all the other companies. And I think the reason why that Sony is turning exclusively against it is that they're probably changing serial numbers within their games now, where the Chinese console cannot play their games, which makes sense. And besides, the one that China is making is basically monopoly. I don't know how they're doing it, but it exists. Go look it up. It's a Chinese console that China has came up with that can play PC games and Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo, like anything you can even think of. But the weird thing is, I don't see how they're able to even do that sort of thing without, any, agreement, because, all these companies have their own separate thing. I mean, even though it's considered probably monopoly, but at the same time, I'm like, they may be a lawsuit with them, with this company because of it. You never know. I'm just putting speculation out there, but this is probably the move that Sony's trying to do or whatever with that. But other than that, I know it's a different topic of what I'm talking about with Destiny 3, but I had to throw that in there in case you didn't know. But, and also, one of the main reasons why the PSX is being pushed is because of that console that China is making, but no one's telling you this or whatever. But you can go look it up. It's actually a thing. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure Xbox has it really, they don't want to say anything about it. Really, probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have, but it seems like they're probably not worried about it because Microsoft has a lot of money. I mean, I know Sony does too, but Microsoft has more easier stuff to go through or whatever. You get what I mean, according to like money wise and business wise and all that matter. But companies do this all the time. Back to the topic with Destiny 3, I think it will be a thing in the future. And I think either whether it's not greenlit, it's probably greenlit and they're just lying to you. Because, like I said, companies do this all the time. They'll say they're not working on something, and about like either a few months or maybe a couple of years, they'll drop a teaser. And you'll be like, oh, I thought they weren't working on that. I guess they trolled us. Well, companies do that. They're not allowed to tell you anything. Although, like I said about the video game journalists, there's something going on with the video game journalists that are not doing what they're doing, supposedly. I don't know what's going on, but I'll probably make a video up on here just to see what's going on with the game journalists, because I just found out about a couple of things that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I guess game journalists is like starting to kind of fade out. So that's probably also the main reason why that you can't find out about certain games coming out. And if you notice, there's a lot of games that have been, green lit and stuff like that, and never talked about and stuff like that. So that's all I'm going to say in this video, but I wouldn't really give up hope much because according to Sony, I don't think they're going to buy out just a studio just to let Destiny IP just to die off. That'd be pretty stupid. And besides, a lot of the voice actors said that they would always they wanted to come back anyway. But there's also little hints here and there that There's also Drifter putting out the number three in his hand. Um, there's also somebody that tweeted a three-headed dragon in some of the Bungie ports, trying to highlight Destiny 3 or whatever. Yeah, there's all these hints that are just coming out, but a lot of them are just skeptical. And like I said, it's a lot of people thinking that it's done. I don't think it's really necessarily done. I mean, for one, the story is not complete. Two, Sony wouldn't have bought Bungie if they were dying out as a whole. I don't think all that money and resources that they put into would be, you know, exclude the whole IAP. But what I'm basically saying is, I think, in my opinion, they'll probably end up having the dev team to make Destiny 1 remake or remaster, and they can get all the funds back from Marathon. And then later on, I think Destiny 3 will probably be green lighted, or if it's already been greenlit, it's just sitting in the background until other stuff happens. But like I said, companies are not going to tell you what they're going to do. They're not going to tell you what they're going to do. They ain't going to do that. And I think it has a lot to do with a lot of the game journalists that are not doing their thing. There's something going on with that, because I think it's either the game journalist. There's a video on that's saying that the gamers are right or something like that. I need to look into that video more and see what's really going on. But some about the game journalists are not doing their thing really necessarily. But other than that, and that's quite amusing with the whole situation. And not only that, we also got the Chinese console. If you never even heard of it, I don't even know what the name is, but there's actual footage of this thing. And there's actually a couple of leakers that actually linked the video that it plays all the games of every single one. So I'm thinking the reason why Sony is wanting to go back to their exclusiveness is because of that console that's been created. So therefore, I guess they have to put it in a different program where it won't run on their multiverse console, which would make sense in my opinion. But although that's what I think, I really don't really know. But yeah. That's all I'm just basically going to say in this video. Have a good one, and I think in the future, Destiny 3 will be a thing. If not so soon, I'm pretty sure they would remake or remaster Destiny 1, and that's going to be the moneymaker for not only the fans, but a lot of the players to go back to D1 and experience. And it's been since 2012 or something like that, since the beta of Destiny 1. So yeah, it's been a long time ago. So a smart move with Sony, I would say they would redo Destiny 1, and they can easily earn that money back by reselling a revamped version of Destiny 1. And they can use that resource to go on, highlight Destiny 3. So, other than that, like I said, I think it's green lighted. They're just not telling you nothing. Or it could be just planning on being green lighted, but the companies are not going to tell you. It's just like I said before, companies are not really going to tell you anything at all. And there's that. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here and stuff like that. I don't know if you can leave comments on this video or not. I don't know how my YouTube is set up. I don't really talk in my videos or go in my options or anything. I just really stream for just looking at my old nostalgic videos anyway. Just have good memories and stuff like that. And other than that, but if you're having to make a video or any of that matter, yeah, of telling me things, go right ahead. I wouldn't mind checking it out. So, all right. So that's all I got to say, and later.